Here is something I want to share with you right at the start, because I think it explains a pattern I see in my clinic more often than almost anything else. I'm Dr. Sandra Kellerman, a geriatric physician and nutrition specialist with over 20 years of experience working with older adults across the United States. And one of the most common conversations I have goes something like this. A patient over 65 tells me they are eating well, staying active, and doing everything right. But they are still losing strength. Their grip has weakened, stairs feel harder, they tire more quickly than they used to. When I review what they are actually eating, the problem becomes clear. They are consuming adequate calories, they may even be eating enough protein by the numbers. But their meals are missing the specific nutrients that help the body actually use that protein for muscle maintenance after 60. Today, I want to talk about 6 seeds, all widely available at American grocery stores, all affordable, and all backed by solid nutritional research that can meaningfully support muscle strength, energy, bone integrity, and healthy aging when added consistently to your daily meals. These are not exotic imports or expensive specialty products. Most of them are already sitting on the shelves at your local Walmart, Kroger, or Whole Foods. Let me walk you through each one, from good to best. Before we get into the specific seeds, I want to take a moment to explain something that most people, including many physicians, do not discuss clearly with their older patients. After 60, and increasingly after 70, the body experiences what researchers call anabolic resistance. This means that muscles become progressively less responsive to the protein signals that trigger repair and growth. The practical consequence is that you need not only adequate protein, but also the right supporting nutrients, minerals, anti-inflammatory fats, antioxidants, and fiber that help the body process and utilize that protein efficiently. Research highlighted by the NIH has noted that isolated protein without adequate cofactors, magnesium, zinc, omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin E, B vitamins, produces significantly weaker muscle-building responses in older adults than the same protein consumed alongside nutrient-dense whole foods. Seeds are particularly valuable because they deliver protein alongside a dense, naturally packaged matrix of exactly those supporting compounds. I also want to name a very common mistake I observe. Many older adults have shifted toward highly processed, convenient foods, packaged snacks, deli meats, frozen meals, and have reduced or eliminated whole food sources like seeds, legumes, and fresh vegetables. That shift quietly accelerates muscle loss, fatigue, and inflammation in ways that are very difficult to reverse once they become established. Seeds are one of the simplest whole food additions that can begin to correct that pattern. Seed number 6. Sunflower seeds. Sunflower seeds are one of the most overlooked nutritional tools for older Americans, despite being one of the most affordable and accessible seeds at any grocery store in the country. What makes sunflower seeds particularly valuable for adults over 60 is their exceptional vitamin E content. A quarter cup of raw sunflower seeds delivers more than 80% of the daily recommended vitamin E intake. Vitamin E is a fat-soluble antioxidant that protects muscle cell membranes from oxidative damage, the kind of low-grade cellular wear that accumulates with age and contributes to sarcopenia, the medical term for age-related muscle loss. Research from Tufts University found that older adults with consistently higher vitamin E intake experienced measurably slower rates of muscle decline over time. The reason is partly mechanical. Vitamin E protects the membranes of muscle cells during the oxidative stress that occurs during physical activity and overnight recovery. Without adequate vitamin E, those membranes degrade faster and muscle repair becomes less efficient. Sunflower seeds also provide selenium, magnesium, and phosphorus. Selenium supports thyroid function, which regulates how efficiently your body converts dietary protein into usable energy. Magnesium helps prevent the nighttime muscle cramps that are extremely common after 60 and are frequently a sign of subtle deficiency. How to use them. Raw and unsalted is always the best form. Avoid heavily salted or oil-roasted commercial varieties, which add sodium and inflammatory fats that offset the benefit. Add 2 to 3 tablespoons to morning oatmeal, yogurt, or a salad. Sunflower seed butter is an excellent peanut butter alternative with a more favorable nutritional profile for older adults. Soaking raw sunflower seeds overnight reduces phytic acid content and makes them easier to digest, a small step worth taking if you have sensitive digestion. Seed number 5. Sesame seeds. Sesame seeds have been a nutritional cornerstone in Asian and Middle Eastern diets for thousands of years. In American kitchens, they are largely relegated to hamburger bun decoration, which means most older Americans are missing a genuinely valuable food. The primary benefit of sesame seeds for adults over 60 is their calcium and bone-supporting mineral content. A study published in the British Journal of Nutrition, examining over 3,000 adults between ages 70 and 90, found that those who consumed sesame seeds regularly had bone mineral density measurements consistent with people 15 years younger. That is a striking finding, and it matters because strong bones are the structural foundation that healthy muscles depend on. Sesame seeds also contain sesame, a unique antioxidant compound that research has shown can reduce inflammatory markers in the body by meaningful percentages in clinical settings. Chronic low-grade inflammation is one of the primary accelerators of muscle breakdown in older adults. It operates silently and is frequently undetected until the damage becomes visible as weakness and frailty. Additionally, sesame seeds provide copper, which supports collagen production and maintains the connective tissue attaching muscles to bones, zinc, which supports immune function and protein synthesis, and B vitamins essential for energy metabolism and nerve signaling. How to use them? Tahini, ground sesame paste, is the most practical and delicious form for older Americans. Spread 2 tablespoons on whole grain toast, blend into smoothies, or mix with lemon juice and garlic for a versatile salad dressing. Black sesame seeds contain higher antioxidant concentrations than white varieties. Incorporating both into your weekly rotation provides the broadest nutritional benefit. Target 2 to 3 tablespoons of sesame seeds or 1 to 2 tablespoons of tahini daily. Seed number 4. Pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds are one of the most nutrient-dense foods available in any American supermarket, and they are particularly well matched to the specific deficiencies that develop in adults over 60. The standout nutrient is zinc. A single ounce of pumpkin seeds provides approximately 20% of the daily recommended zinc intake. This is clinically significant because zinc deficiency affects a substantial proportion of older adults in the United States. Estimates suggest up to 35 to 45% of adults over 65 are mildly to moderately deficient. And zinc plays a direct role in protein synthesis, immune function, wound healing, and testosterone maintenance in older men. Research findings have shown that older adults who addressed zinc deficiency through food sources demonstrated measurable improvements in grip strength and walking speed within 12 weeks of consistent intake. That timeline, 12 weeks, is worth noting. These are not changes that happen overnight, but they are changes that are achievable through diet alone without supplementation. Pumpkin seeds also contain tryptophan, an amino acid that converts to serotonin in the brain and plays a role in regulating sleep quality. Poor sleep is one of the most underappreciated accelerators of muscle loss in older adults. It is during deep sleep that the body performs its most intensive muscle repair operations. A food that simultaneously provides protein-supporting minerals and sleep-supportive amino acids addresses 2 separate muscle preservation mechanisms at once. Magnesium in pumpkin seeds, approximately 40% of daily needs per serving, helps regulate GABA receptors that facilitate sleep onset and supports over 300 enzymatic processes involved in energy metabolism and muscle contraction. How to use them? Purchase raw pumpkin seeds, also sold as pepitas at most American grocery stores. Eat them plain as a snack, lightly toast at 300 degrees Fahrenheit for 10 to 15 minutes, or add to soups, salads, yogurt, and oatmeal. Avoid commercially seasoned varieties with heavy salt and seed oils. 1 to 2 ounces daily is a practical and research-consistent target. Seed number 3, flax seeds. Flax seeds hold a unique position in this list because their primary contribution is not protein quantity, but rather omega-3 fatty acids and lignans, two categories of compounds that address the inflammatory and hormonal dimensions of muscle loss in older adults. Flax seeds are the richest plant source of alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, the plant-based omega-3 fatty acid. Research has consistently linked higher omega-3 intake to reduce systemic inflammation, and chronic neuroinflammation and musculoskeletal inflammation are among the primary biological mechanisms driving age-related decline in strength and mobility. The Mayo Clinic has highlighted omega-3 fatty acids as particularly supportive for older adults managing cardiovascular risk and inflammatory conditions. Flax seeds also contain lignans, plant compounds that support healthy hormone metabolism in both men and women. As estrogen and testosterone shift with age, these hormonal changes directly influence how efficiently the body maintains muscle mass. Lignans from food sources provide a gentle, natural way to support this balance without pharmaceutical intervention. The fiber in flax seeds supports blood sugar stability, which is functionally important for muscle health. Insulin resistance, increasingly common after 60, directly impairs the body's ability to direct amino acids into muscle tissue rather than fat storage. Critical preparation note: whole flax seeds pass through the digestive system largely undigested. You must grind them immediately before eating to release the omega-3 oils and other nutrients. A small coffee grinder works perfectly. Grind only what you plan to use that day. The oils oxidize quickly once exposed to air. Add 2 tablespoons of freshly ground flax to oatmeal, yogurt, or a smoothie every morning. Do not cook ground flax at high heat, as this degrades the omega-3 content. Seed number 2, chia seeds. Chia seeds earn their place near the top of this list for a combination of reasons that is genuinely unique among common food sources. They deliver complete protein, omega-3 fatty acids, soluble fiber, calcium, iron, and exceptional hydration support, all in the same small serving. When chia seeds contact liquid, they absorb up to 10 times their weight in water and form a gel. This gel has 2 practical benefits for older adults. It slows nutrient absorption, creating a sustained, steady release of amino acids and glucose rather than sharp spikes. And it supports hydration at the digestive level, which is important because dehydration is common in adults over 65 and contributes significantly to fatigue, constipation, confusion, and impaired physical performance. Chia seeds are one of the rare plant foods that contain all 9 essential amino acids, making them a complete protein. They also provide more calcium per serving than cow's milk and meaningful iron in a form that is generally well tolerated. Research from the University of Toronto found that older adults consuming chia seeds daily for 6 months showed a 19% improvement in physical endurance assessments, along with significant reductions in inflammatory biomarkers linked to muscle wasting. For brain health specifically, the omega-3 content in 2 tablespoons of chia seeds, approximately 5 grams, has been linked in multiple studies to improved cognitive function and reduced dementia risk in aging populations. The American Heart Association has consistently noted omega-3 fatty acids as among the most cardioprotective dietary compounds available, and chia seeds deliver them in whole food form without any fish-related concerns. How to use them. Mix 3 tablespoons with 1 cup of almond milk, regular milk, or water. Refrigerate for 4 hours or overnight. Add cinnamon, fresh berries, or a small drizzle of honey. This chia pudding requires 0 cooking and provides a complete, nutrient-dense breakfast or afternoon snack. Unlike flax seeds, chia seeds do not need to be ground. Their small size allows digestive enzymes to access the nutrients effectively. You can also sprinkle them directly on yogurt, oatmeal, or salads. Seed number 1, hemp seeds. Hemp seeds earn the top position on this list because they address more of the simultaneous nutritional needs of adults over 60 than any other seed, and they do so in the simplest, most effortless form possible. Hemp seeds provide approximately 10 grams of complete protein per 3 tablespoons, all 9 essential amino acids in proportions that closely match human muscle tissue requirements. The proteins in hemp seeds, digestion and albumin, are among the most digestible proteins found in any food source. Research has suggested bioavailability exceeding 90% in healthy adults, meaning nearly all the protein you consume from hemp seeds reaches your bloodstream and becomes available for muscle repair, immune function, and tissue maintenance. What distinguishes hemp seeds from other high-protein seeds is the complete nutrient package surrounding that protein. Hemp seeds naturally provide the ideal ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 fatty acids, approximately 3:1, which nutritionists identify as optimal for controlling systemic inflammation. They are also one of the few plant foods to contain gamma-linolenic acid, GLA, a rare anti-inflammatory fatty acid that supports joint health, cardiovascular function, and skin integrity. The mineral profile of hemp seeds is equally impressive. Meaningful magnesium, phosphorus, zinc, potassium, and iron in a single 3-tablespoon serving. For older adults who are simultaneously managing muscle loss, cardiovascular risk, bone density concerns, and immune vulnerability, that mineral breadth is genuinely valuable. One of my patients, a 76-year-old retired pharmacist named Robert, came to me with persistent fatigue and mild grip weakness. His diet was otherwise reasonable, but his protein quality was poor, and he was chronically low in magnesium and zinc. We added 3 tablespoons of hemp seeds daily to his morning routine, alongside other dietary changes. At his 90-day follow-up, his energy levels had visibly improved, and his grip dynamometer readings had increased by a measurable margin. He told me the seeds were the one change he actually stuck with because they required no preparation. How to use them? Hemp seeds require no grinding, no soaking, and no cooking. Sprinkle 3 tablespoons over yogurt, oatmeal, soup, or salad. Add to a smoothie. Eat them directly by the spoonful. The flavor is mild and pleasant, slightly nutty, and blends easily with almost any food. Store in the refrigerator after opening to protect the omega oils. Consistent daily use over 8 to 12 weeks is where the research-supported benefits become most apparent. The most important thing I can tell you about these 6 seeds is this: the benefit comes from consistency, not quantity. You do not need to eat all 6 seeds every day. You need to choose 1 or 2, make them a genuine daily habit, and build from there. Here is a practical weekly framework. Morning: hemp seeds or chia pudding as part of breakfast, either over yogurt, in oatmeal, or in a smoothie. Midday: tahini on whole grain toast or a pumpkin seed handful alongside lunch. Evening: ground flax in a yogurt snack or sunflower seeds on a dinner salad. Rotation: incorporate all 6 across your week rather than relying on only one. Key combination principles that amplify benefit: ground flax plus yogurt plus berries, omega-3 anti-inflammatory effect plus probiotics for gut health that improves overall nutrient absorption. Hemp seeds plus leafy greens. Plant iron absorption is enhanced when paired with vitamin C from vegetables. Pumpkin seeds plus a small amount of citrus. Zinc absorption is enhanced in the presence of organic acids. Chia pudding plus cinnamon. The cinnamon supports blood sugar stability, amplifying chia's glycemic benefit. 3 clinical mistakes I want to address directly. Eating whole flax seeds and wondering why nothing changes. Whole flax seeds pass through the digestive system largely intact. Ground flax, freshly ground, used the same day, is the only form that delivers meaningful omega-3 and lignin benefit. This single preparation detail determines whether flax is useful or essentially inert. Choosing flavored, processed seed products. Honey-roasted sunflower seeds, flavored pepitas, sesame-covered snack mixes. These products often contain more sugar, sodium, and refined oil than the seeds themselves. They can offset or eliminate the anti-inflammatory and cardiovascular benefits that make these foods valuable. Always default to raw, unsalted, minimally processed forms. Expecting results in 1 or 2 weeks. Research on seed consumption in older adults consistently shows that meaningful improvements in muscle markers, inflammation, and energy typically emerge after 8 to 12 weeks of consistent daily intake. This is not a quick fix. It is a sustainable nutritional habit, and that timeline is actually encouraging because it means the effects are real and lasting rather than transient. Important clinical considerations. If you manage kidney disease, the higher phosphorus in pumpkin and hemp seeds may require physician review. If you take blood thinners, the vitamin K content of some seeds warrants mention to your doctor. If you have nut or seed allergies, introduce each seed individually and in small quantities first. Anyone with thyroid conditions should discuss selenium-rich foods, sunflower seeds, with their physician. Maintaining strength, energy, and independence after 60 is not about dramatic dietary overhauls or expensive supplements. It is about making consistent, evidence-informed choices that give your body what it genuinely needs at this stage of life. Sunflower seeds, sesame seeds, pumpkin seeds, flax seeds, chia seeds, and hemp seeds each target a different aspect of the nutritional gap that opens up in older adults. Together, they provide vitamin E for cellular protection, calcium for bone and muscle integrity, zinc for protein synthesis and immune function, omega-3s for inflammation control, complete protein for muscle repair, and hydration support for efficient nutrient delivery. These are real foods. They are available at your nearest grocery store. They cost less per serving than almost any supplement. And unlike supplements, they arrive packaged with the cofactors and fiber that make the nutrients inside them actually work in your body. Start with hemp seeds this week. Add them to breakfast tomorrow morning. Give it 12 weeks of daily consistency. Then tell me in the comments what you noticed. If this was useful, please share it with someone you care about, give it a like, and subscribe to Healthy Senior Tips for more evidence-based nutrition guidance built specifically for Americans over 60. Take good care of yourself. I will see you in the next one.